Hi everyone, Michael Casey with DLine. I'm here at our Experience Center in Winter Park, Florida, and today we're going to talk about Allen Heath digital mixers. Allen Heath is a company that's been in business for quite a long time. They got their start back in the 1960s hand-building mixers for bands like Genesis, The Who, and Pink Floyd. But today we're going to talk about the latest in digital mixing technology. Whether you need a mixer for a large touring production, concert halls, or something small like a small classroom or small house of worship, we've got something for everyone. So I've got two different series of digital mixers from Allen Heath in front of me right now. I've got the QU16, which is our entry-level digital mixer. Great if you're making the switch from analog to digital for small churches, home studios, coffee shops, schools, that sort of thing. I've also got the SQ series over here, which carries a lot of the same features of our top-tier consoles, but in a smaller, more cost-effective package. So here I've got a Q16, which is a nice rack mount size. You can see we've got it mounted here in this portable SKB rack. It could also be mounted in an installed rack as well. The Q series has the Q16, also a Q24, 24 channels, and a Q32, as well as the ultra compact, ultra portable versions, which are the Q-Pack and the QSB. One of the great features of the Q series, it's a really good segue from analog to digital mixing with lots of tactile controls. You've got tactile faders, as well as knobs for EQ, gates, comps, and faders. It's also got all of the really cool digital features like dynamics and effects. Now, that's a really big difference from the analog days of when you had lots of outboard gear for effects and processing. Now all of those features are built right into the digital console. The Q series has a lot of expansion options. There's the AB series and AR series of stage boxes, which can be connected directly to the onboard D-Snake port. The Q series is really great for a project studio. It's got multi-track bidirectional USB, as well as DAW control built right in. And if you're using it for live audio, it's got some really great monitoring features. There's an iOS app for personal monitoring mixing, as well as it's compatible with the ME personal monitor system. If you need something for a larger or more demanding production, the SQ series might be right for you. Here in front of me, I've got the SQ7, and there's also a SQ6 and a SQ5, which is rack mountable. These consoles differ in the amount of faders, but they all have the same channel count, which is 48 input channels and 32 buses. One of the greatest things about the SQ series is that it benefits from all of the R&D that Allen Heath has poured into its flagship DLine system, in that it includes the FPGA processing. That stands for Field Programmable Gate Array. And what that means for us is that we're able to achieve very fast, very consistent timing from input to output with sub-millisecond latency. This becomes very important when mixing for in-ear monitors, and also helps when you're using other digital processes like digital microphones that can add latency to your chain. So the SQ series has tons of expansion options. The onboard S-Link port allows you to connect to any of Allen Heath's stage boxes, as well as another console like another SQ console, an Avantus, or a DLive, or the ME personal monitoring system. The SQ mixers are great for studios as well, with built-in DAW control and a 32x32 USB audio interface. Now I'm standing behind the Avantus, which is Allen Heath's newest digital mixer. It's a 64-channel, 42-bus digital console, runs on the FPGA core with 96K sample rate, 64 channels, 42 bus, phase coherent, sub-millisecond latency from input to output. So one thing you'll notice right off the bat with the Avantus is the very large touchscreens and what they call the continuity UI, which keeps your processing and your whole channel strip all in one line. From your fader all the way up to your channel, you have metering, dynamics, EQ, all in the same line, just like a throwback to the analog days. It might look like we've put this into a case, but all the Avantuses come like this in a full metal chassis with a rugged exoskeleton for extreme durability. The Avantus has plenty of options for I/O with 12x12 analog I/O built right into the board, as well as 2 option card slots for any of the DLive series cards like Waves, Dante, Fiber Ace, Giga Ace, and it also has a built-in S-Link port for connection to Allen Heath stage boxes, consoles, or the ME personal monitoring system. The Avantus can also be remote controlled with the IP series of controllers, the IP1, the IP6, and the IP8, whether it's a IP1 in a foyer controlling the volume, or an IP8 on stage controlling a personal monitor mix. So now we have Allen Heath's flagship digital mixing system, the DLine. In front of me I have an S5000 Surface paired with a DM64 mix rack. Now, DLive systems are split into 2 categories, S-Class and C-Class. The S-Class is geared more towards larger productions with critical needs such as redundant power supplies and network, whereas the C-Class is generally smaller frames and a more compact and affordable package. The best part is they're all interchangeable. You can use a C-Class rack with an S-Class surface and vice versa. So one of the unique things about the DLine system is that the mix engine, the brain if you will, is actually housed inside the rack, not the control surface. Inside this DM64 is everything I need to mix a show. This control surface just helps me access those controls and provides some additional audio I/O. Now typically you'd see the mix rack paired with a surface in an application such as front of house monitors or a broadcast mix, but you could actually use this mix rack without a surface and use the DLine Director software, an iPad app, or even an IP series controller such as this IP6 to control your system. The DLine system has plenty of options for expandability with DX ports on the mix rack and the control surface, as well as up to 5 option cards with an S-Class system for cards such as Dante, Waves, MADI, or additional Giga Ace or Fiber Ace connections. One of the things that really sets apart DLine from its competition is the FPGA processing that we talked about with SQ and Avantus. It all started with the DLine. And that's what gives us a super low latency with phase coherence from input to output at 96K sample rate that's unique to Allen Heath. Another great feature of the DLine system is the premium effects that are built in, such as the Dyne 8 processors, as well as Allen Heath's renowned deep processing, which gives you emulated processing for some of your favorite effects without sacrificing phase coherence or latency. So no matter which console you choose, Allen Heath has a range of options for I/O expandability, whether stage boxes, rack mount expanders, or even wall mount I/O interfaces. We've got a solution for you. To see which expander is right for your system, check out the easy-to-use Everything I/O tool on Allen Heath's website. And if you need help with a more complex configuration, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be glad to help. So as you can see, Allen Heath has a wide range of digital mixer options for any application that you might have. If you need help selecting your digital mixer or configuring a system, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find us at mainlinemarketing.com.